Thank you to Morris Arkletum for their generous donation on Patreon.
Hello everyone and welcome to Extracurricular Activities, now with even less spice than before. My name's Vivian and I am even more upset with YouTube than I was before, but I went on a spiel about that last episode. I don't need to repeat it here. We're on day 34. Dozers are out. The only thing we know about this day thus far is that we're going to be going to Critical Strike. Dozer has promised us some free games and bowling out of nowhere because we didn't have anything planned for this day previously. So let's have some fun, I guess. You woke from a sound night's sleep to Dozer's hand holding yours to his chest while he was sleeping on his side facing you. He looked like he was sleeping peacefully, so you stayed as still and quiet as possible while you watched him. While you looked at him, you drifted in and out of sleep. You completely dozed off again, and when you woke up, it was to Dozer stroking the back of his hand against your cheek. Morning, meat sack. Good morning. Did you sleep well? As well as a sack of meat can. Does that mean you had dreams of me eating you? No. At least not that I can remember. But really, I slept pretty good. After last night's fun, how could I not? I get that. When I closed my eyes, I was out within minutes. That would explain the abrupt fucking shift from shower to sleep. Same here. You got a quick kiss, and Dozer moved in closer to you, hugging you tightly to himself. You want some breakfast? I was thinking about getting up and to make something. I could eat, but since it's the weekend, we could also stay here together a little longer. I like that idea. More time that I get to have your body against mine, the better. Agreed. Why don't you let me rub you? You don't have to. We can just cuddle. We can do both. Dozer rolled onto his back and he easily pulled you on top of him. With you now belly to belly suplex. His thick fingers kneaded your back, working from the top and down to the lower. Working from the... That was a weird way to phrase that. See? Feels good, right? Yeah, okay, this does feel great. Thought so. What can I do for you, though? You don't have to do anything. I'm perfectly content doing this. We can talk, though. What time do you want to head to the arcade later? Chester said he'll be there from 2 to 10, right? I think so. Well, how about we head that way after dinner, then? We can do that. It would give us a few hours to goof around. Goof troop. Woo. We should head to bed right after so we get back, since we have to be up in time for the competition tomorrow. Yeah, that's true. What else do you want to do today? There is some place I've been wanting to go lately, so if you don't mind going with me. Where's that? There's a greenhouse on the edge of town that I found out about recently. I've never been there, and I've wanted to go check it out. I just haven't made the time to do it. Oh, sure, I don't mind going with you. It could be fun. We'll probably have to walk a few blocks after the bus drops us off, but it won't be too far. Well, that's fine. Most of the plans I have come from highs or from home when I moved here, so I bet I can find something even better at a real greenhouse. He drummed his hand against your back, and you can hear excitement in his voice. You want to go right after we have breakfast? Can we? If you want. We can always grab lunch after if we were out long enough to. Long enough to. I like how that sounds. I guess that means I need to go make breakfast so we can get going. Why don't you let me make breakfast for you? Why don't you let me make breakfast for you for a change? You always make it for me. I enjoy making it, so don't worry about it. You sure? Those are held home to you as he rolled over again, this time pinning you beneath him. Absolutely. His tail waved around and he planted his lips on your cheek. Jesus! I thought recording 2 episodes back to back was a mistake, but I just fucking said leaps on your cheek. Lips on your cheek. Hey, I said it right. Whoa. Eggs and toast sound good to you? Sounds great. I'll get started then. Right after I do this. Oh God, what is it? Oh man, you were pinned under him. He sat up on his knees, straddling himself on you over your waist. He sat up. He took it. I can't say that. You. What the fuck? You think I'm ready for the competition tomorrow? He raised his arms up and flexed both his biceps. You think they'll have a competition for whoever has the biggest arms? If they do, you'll win without any trouble. Those things are enormous. What about this? He pushed his chest forward and you watched him alternate bouncing his pectorals. He kept his arms flexed the whole time too. Man, do you look good from down here. Feel free to sit there for as long as you want and flex for me, because I'm loving this show. Trust me, I can tell. Nope, can't say that. It's not allowed. It was clear he was enjoying the attention from showing off, too. Can't say that. Nope. It's all just to tease you for now, though. I'm gonna go get breakfast handled. Alright, we're about to have to censor something, so instead of plastering a giant fruit bat on the screen again, I'm going to show you something that normally I'd only reserve for when there's multiple instances of censor needing across the screen, but I just want to, I want to show it now, because it's so cute, and I'm tired of waiting for my instance to show it, so, here it is. So you remember the censor bar that Paul made for me? Well, it got updated by BriarsThorne, who made my channel icon. And here it is. Hey, there it is. They updated it. So now it has my updated character model with this skirt and all that. They updated it with the fruit. With the grapes mugging for the camera, and they even added, there isn't even a fruit peach. The fruit bat for the peach, they didn't even have that, but they just added one, I guess, so they could have a butt, I guess. There wasn't even one over here, but me trying to furiously catch the fruit bat apple, who's just having a good time, and then the grapes, who's just having a good time. So go ahead and stretch that out so it fills up the screen, and then hopefully, will it cover? Yeah, it does. Okay, there we go. And Dozer, Spoofy. Spoofy wants to say hi, everyone. Hey, Spoofy. Hi, Spoofy. So that's just goddamn adorable. I love it so much. So Dozer saying, I'll call for you soon. Oh, wait a minute. What is it? It's nearly 11 already? Have we been in bed that long? I guess so. I must have been really tired. In that case, I'll just make a good brunch and we'll skip lunch. That sounds good to me too. I'll get on it then. And yet they'll miraculously still get in bed in time and not fuck up their sleep schedule. My sleep schedule's been fucked up forever. Grabbed a pair of underwear, pulled them on, taking his time to tuck his junk away in them and give you one final viewing. And his underwear's on. So goodbye, new censor bar. It has been a pleasure. Until we meet you again. Fucking love it. Love it so much. And we need to, at some point, we'll have to get Bri to make, because Bri's the one that made the fruit bats. We'll have to get her to make new fruits. Get her to actually make a peach fruit bat, so that this will be canonical. Because right now there isn't a peach one. So there is actually. 'Cause I swear to God, he only did that so there would be a butt. Oh man. Of course, with a heavy bounce of his package. Fucking Christ, he left the room. There's no reason why I can't keep him company while he cooks. Gives him someone to talk to. Then it gives me something to look at. He rolled out of bed and put on some clothes. Then he went to join Dozer in the kitchen. I don't know who this is, but apparently they're the narrator. The brunch Dozer made was scoffed down, and Dozer was dragging you out of the door just soon as after it was done. You're really excited about this, aren't you? I really like going to greenhouses, and it's been a while for me. The one we're going to is still pretty new, too. Seems like it's only been open for about a month. That explains why I didn't find out about it sooner. Is there a certain kind of plant you want? Nope. Won't know until I see it, and when I do, you'll know. Maybe we'll find something you like too. Maybe you won't. Something that would complement your bonsai would be nice. If anything catches my eye, I'll let you know. Okay. You can bet I'll come back with at least one plant. But since you're here, that means I'll have extra hands to bring back more if I want. The only limit I've had when I've been going to highs is not having enough hands to carry all the plants I wanted. Must be nice to have unlimited fucking finances for plants! Sounds like I'll have to be the voice of reason, too. The voice of reason for why I deserve to bring all the plants I want home with me, right? Not quite. He laughed and bumped his hip into you while you walked along. While we're out, be thinking about if there's anything else you want before we go to the arcade. We'll have some time before dinner to do whatever, and I'll be down for anything you come up with. I'll think about it. As long as it's something we're doing together, I'll be happy. Okay. You were left to your thoughts, and it wasn't much longer before you were on the bus to your next destination. You sat next to the window, and Dozer was pressed heavily against you with his arm around your shoulders. Sorry to crush you, but they don't make these seats big enough for me. You know I don't mind. The closer we are, the better. You sure about that? His hand moved from your shoulder to your thigh, and thanks to the bulk of his body, nobody would ever see his hand if it moved till your crotch. Come the fuck on. I'm sure about that. But you know, us being close doesn't mean it has to be sexual. I don't know what that was. I know, I just wanted to tease you a little more is all. Sorry if it's too much. You tried to pull his hand away, but you put yours on top of it, but I didn't say you had to stop either. We're getting off for a few stops, so we might as well get off ourselves. Softball. You fucker, hoity-toity, I didn't even fucking... One of us might be getting off sooner than later. I didn't see that line before I said it. I literally... One of us... fuck it. Okay! Skip! This went on several minutes before he returned his hand to your shoulder and leaned against you. Feel free to find out. Feel free to do that too. You were glad to Skip! You're skipping that. Come on. I'm glad. I gotta, every time I do this, I gotta really make sure you know, this is rules that were forced upon me. I'm glad we both went with pants and not shorts today. We'd miss our stop otherwise. Why do we miss our stop? Do you want to walk in front of our bus with her... with her boner poking out? Yeah. You did it until a minute away, and then you continue, and then you're gonna have to, with a wet spot, and then you continue. Time to focus on something else, like what else we can do? Like get ice cream? Yeah, ice cream? After the greenhouse? We can do that. It would take up too much of our time, though. What about... Are there any books you want to get from the bookstore? We could always go there, too. It's near the ice cream shop. We can even go to the tea store again. Yeah, there are a lot of stores in the strip we can look at. I'm fine with that. I enjoy doing some window shopping every now and then. Sounds like we have the rest of our day planned. Our stop is the next one too, so let's move to the front. Okay. You got, ooh, is this a new background art? Generic background, oh no, that's, like a community garden. A greenhouse would have a top on it, but so this is just sort of another community block. You got off the bus with Dozer, and using the phone as GPS, he led you to several blocks away. Oh, there it is! You can see the greenhouses all lined up over there. I was expecting just one greenhouse, but there's so many. I wasn't expecting it to be this big either. There's so much for us to look at. Does no one research shit before you plan anything? You didn't know the competition, the greenhouse. Come on! Dozer grabbed your hand and his walk speed doubled as he dragged you through the gate and into a cluster of greenhouses. Oh god, with the pixelated stuff. Oh, there's so many of them! Where should we start? We might as well start at the front of this side and work our way down, back around to the other side. Good idea! Good morning, fellas. Who is it? Blake? Who the fuck is Blake, and why do we know them? Blake, what are you doing here? Who is Blake? I don't know what Blake is. All right, Grant. What? I did not. I was sitting here being like, oh, what voice should I go with? And I was like, oh, well, no. All right. That's just what came out. All right. You know him? What? Okay. I have been saying that other people live there, but so often, the fact that other people live at the shelter gets completely ignored. Completely fucking ignored. This is literally the first and only time that anyone else living at the shelter has ever been shown or really even explicitly acknowledged. Yeah, he lives at the shelter too. Wow. This is a landmark and they're getting a sprite and everything. This is either going to be a major character, which would be really late in the game to do. So this is more likely one of those like cameo situations. This is probably a person, like a real life person, and I've gotten in trouble for giving a goofy voice to a real life person before. It's just a temporary situation for me, but yeah. I mean, that's the goal, isn't it? You must be Dozer. Blake extended his hand to Dozer, and they exchanged a firm handshake. Rachel's mentioned you to me before. Told me that Grant's boyfriend was built like an 18-wheeler.
You sure wasn't kidding. They do have a beast for grip to match.
I mean, it's not like Blake isn't fucking built like a goddamn Matt truck. Fucking goddamn. Is there anyone in this game that has a dad bod? The closest you got is Coach Grifter, and even he looks like he could beat the shit out of anyone.
I do what I can. You have to share your secrets with me. I want to be as jacked as you are. I can try to offer advice sometime. Cool. I'll keep that in mind if I catch you at the shelter.
You didn't exist until today, Blake. And I doubt you'll exist after this scene. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry to whoever is the real life version of this character. So, do you work here, Blake?
Yeah, I got the job a few weeks ago. That's probably why you've hardly seen me lately.
Oh, there's a character explanation for this. This random ask. It's a character explanation. This is baffling to me.
I've been here a lot.
Makes sense. I mean, they said it at the beginning that there were other people other than Richard and the main character living there. Of course, and Maria that runs the place. Also, no explanation for how she manages to have such a low security, high maintenance, really nicely run facility that she just has infinite funding for, that she runs all by herself. Maria, I want a once Extracurricular Activities is done, other than side games that Dine Wolf wants to do, I want a prequel game about Maria. Because she has got a fucking backstory. I want to know her story. I'm serious. 100% serious. But like, they briefly acknowledged here and there that there were other people in the shelter. And then as the routes go on, they barely acknowledge and even sometimes blatantly say that there's no one else there. And so the fact that they just shovel in this guy, this person, whoever, this has got to be like a mutual, a cameo. This has got to be something.
You here to get some stuff for Maria?
Not quite. Dozer's a plant guy, so we're here for him.
Oh shit, he's got a green thumb then?
2 of them? Is that the next line? Oh, yep, there. Yeah.
I bet here's a joke about him having 2 of them all the time.
Bahahaha. Yes, he does.
More times than I can count. Well, you guys look around. If you need me for anything, yell for me, or come find me. I'll see what I can do to help.
Sure thing.
Thanks.
See, here's the thing. I would love it if every side character had a sprite, because that's like what AAA games fucking do. And that's not what visual novels tend to have on this scale. That'd be fucking amazing. It's just an odd thing to see. And I feel like I'm dwelling on this, so I'm going to move on. Yeah, I'm just going to move on.
You mentioned other people living at the shelter before, but I've never seen anyone beyond you, Maria, and Richard. I was beginning to wonder if the 3 of you were actually the only ones.
I feel like it's been weeks since I even saw Blake. I wasn't even sure if he still lived there or not. You're trying to acknowledge it, but like, this is a retroactive. This is something you're adding in now. After this is not planned. This is a patch. Our schedules are just so different that we never run into each other, I guess.
That, and you've spent a lot of time with me these last few weeks.
True. Yeah. That was put in there just to appease motherfuckers like me that would think too much about this shit. You ready to start wandering these greenhouses? Oh, man. Because you think, like, there's literally no reason that character had to be living there. There's no reason for it. There's no reason that Blake had to be living in the homeless shelter. Unless that was... I don't fucking know. I don't know. That's just so weird. Is it like a retroactive explanation to justify the fact that no one else has ever shown up, to try to patchwork something because rightfully called out that no one else had ever shown up, but it only calls attention to the fact that no one else has shown up? If it was a cameo, isn't it a little weird that the cameo was specifically asked to be put in there? Or was it a double thing? The cameo is being used to put in a patch and then the fucking explanation of it, but it still just calls attention to the fact that no one was ever shown. I'm thinking too much about this part. I need to move on, seriously. You ready to start the greenhouses? Yeah, let's get started. Dozer trotted into the first greenhouse and you followed right behind him. Oh. This one is full of flowers.
Looks like annual flowering plants. A lot of these are plants that'll die during the year and won't come back. This unit is mostly flats full of different colored petunias.
They look nice.
They do, but it's not something I want right now. I'd grow them from seeds if I wanted them, since they're just a seasonal plant. And I want a large planter box or something for them. And I'd want something like that. They had such a nice pop of color, though. You can pack a handful of them into a single hanging pot like this and get something pretty lovely. He motioned to a hanging pot that had vibrant flowers and leaves flowing out of it. He ran his hand along the underside of the plant and let it drape over his fingers. Maybe next year I'll try something like this. Or when I have more room. My plant corner is getting a little full. The walk through the first greenhouse was a leisurely one, and he led you right into the next. It was full of more trays full of flowering plants, and Dozer would stop between the different species to admire each of them. It would be so cool to have my own greenhouse that I could fill with all sorts of plants.
You want your own greenhouse?
Not quite like this. Maybe one that's about the size of a large shed and built with wood and glass or acrylic. I would keep plants in it year-round, and it would be such an amazing little place to retreat to. Imagine a rainy day in a greenhouse that's got a nice hammock or something in it to relax in. The soft patter of the rain against the windows, the gentle roll of thunder from time to time. I'd really like to have like a sunroom or whatever the hell it is, like a porch but with the glass ceiling. I'd like that. It sounds like a wonderful way to spend an afternoon relaxing. You continued talking as you moved from one greenhouse to the next. Also makes me think of what we did the other day in the storage room. Well, that'd be another perk to having our own private greenhouse. We could fuck in it whenever we wanted to. Hell, I could even garden naked if I wanted to. You can already do that in your kitchen. I can, but it's totally different to doing something like that outside. Did you know that there's this event called the World Naked Gardening Day? Okay, this is weird because I've recently started doing this like thing on, if you don't follow me on Twitter, the way I tweet out that a new video's out is I look up what holiday is today, and there's a holiday for every fucking day. This isn't just the big ones for each month. And usually there's like weird esoteric ones. Sometimes there's like really big causes, but sometimes there's like World Cheesesteak Day or whatever. But there's stuff like World Naked Gardening Day. It's a real fucking holiday. So like, there's been a lot of them, especially recently, where I tag
Dine Wolf. And I'm like, happy world. If today was World Naked Gardening Day, I'd say happy World Naked Gardening Day. Today's video is episode 150 whatever of at Dine Wolf's Extracurricular Activities. And then I'd type out the title, and then I have the link, and then that would be the tweet. And that's what I do to tell my followers on Twitter what the thing is. So every day, Dine is getting an at of that. I hope to fuck that isn't annoying as shit. I can't help but imagine some of the devs find that annoying, but usually Dine... Oh yeah, here's literally him retweeting today's. Today was Animal Cracker Day. So yeah, that was nice. Usually he retweets it, so hopefully that's a positive thing, but no one has blatantly told me to stop. So that's good. Anyway, World Naked Gardening Day. Nope. I think it's the first Saturday in May, but people celebrate it by doing naked gardening. I want to be able to participate in it eventually. We can this year, can't we? If you want, but it would just be in the kitchen. It doesn't have to be. What do you mean? There are ways around it. One way would be to do some gardening for Maria. She might need something done in the backyard at the shelter. It's pretty private. No, it isn't. Whatever. There's...
Oh. Maybe if she wasn't gonna be out there with us, or promise not to look. I don't think I could be naked around her without wanting to die of embarrassment. Same. Richard, on the other hand, I wouldn't mind having him work out there naked with us. That would be a show to watch for sure.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing that either.
Him just wearing his hat and boots? Yes, please.
Do I need to get a pair of boots like that to wear for you?
I think you'd look hot in just a pair of boots like his. I mean, I think you're hot anyway, but that would push some different buttons.
We'll have to push those buttons one day.
So, you implied that there's more ways to it. What else do you have in mind?
He stopped to pick up a small plant and examine for a moment before putting it down. We could always do it on your porch, too.
I think we might get in trouble if people saw us.
Only if they see us.
I have an open porch and people walk by it somewhat frequently.
Well, I was thinking we could hang sheets up out there. We can hang them up just high enough to where people passing by would have no idea we didn't have pants on. Or we could even hang them high enough to where people wouldn't be able to see us at all.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
I know it's not like perfectly outside, but it's the closest we could get at your place without having to worry about anyone seeing us.
I'll keep that in mind. I think both ideas are worth exploring. I think getting to really be outdoors would be most fun, but I'll take the alternative.
Then we'll plan for something and see what we can do.
It makes me happy to hear you being on board with it, too. It'll be that much more fun.
You moved from one greenhouse to the next with Dozer, but there wasn't much that caught his attention to make him linger for long. He expressed his appreciation for what he stopped to look at, and he shared the extent of his knowledge with you on a variety of plants. You haven't found anything you wanted to take home with you yet. I was expecting you to have a plant in each hand at this point.
Well, a lot of the plants we've seen so far are for keeping outside and only for one season. What I'm waiting for will be when we get back to the building at the start. If I had to guess, it's where the houseplants are, and that's what I'm most interested in right now.
Don't you have some plants growing out on your porch, though? Do you just not want more of the outdoor ones?
Don't get me wrong, I want more,
but I have to think about the conditions they are growing in. The porch doesn't get much direct light through the day, and a lot of the ones I would want need more light than they'd get. They'd probably survive, but they wouldn't thrive. For now, if I get plants, I want them to be something I can grow inside and see thrive from those conditions. Oh, I see what you mean. I can at least supplement the inside plants with a plant light, too. That helps a lot. I'm sure your bonsai loves that. It does. It really needs that. I wish I had a breakfast nook that got sunlight through the day. I would fill it with plants. Just like your little greenhouse? Exactly. Oh, and speaking of bonsai trees, Dozer pick up a green shrub and pulled it up to his face to look over it. That doesn't look like a bonsai, so what do you mean? He put it down and picked up another to examine it as well, poking his thick finger around the spiky-looking leaves. The plants were almost comically small compared to his hands, but he showed the utmost care while handling each one. Bonsai isn't just about using a specific type of tree. It's more about the art of maintaining the beauty of nature as realistically as possible in a miniature form. So you can basically bonsai anything? Basically, yeah. It might not work as well for some things as it would for others, though. Well, that's neat. This plant is a juniper bush. These can actually look really aesthetically pleasing as bonsai trees. It needs a lot of trimming and wiring to get it going, but this would be a pretty cheap way to practice since it's only $7. Does that mean you're gonna get it? I am. I just need to find the right one. Will it do all right inside? Yeah, it'll do just fine. Dozer looked over plant after plant, carefully inspecting each of them. After deliberating between a few different ones, he settled with one and held it cupped between his hands with a smile. All right, this little fella's coming home with us. It looks nice and green. It has a really nice trunk, and I like the way that it's moving. I have an idea of how I want to wire it too, so I'll try to do that ASAP. You know what? As a matter of fact, he picked up another one of the bushes he was looking at and handed it to you. I'm going to get one for you too. We can work on it together. We got you the established one, but it'll be fun for us to do one together from the start. Aw, thank you, Dozer. It does sound like a fun idea. Can't wait to start on it. I'm glad to hear it. Let's keep looking now. We have a couple more greenhouses to check out, and then we'll have the main building. Lead the way! You followed him through the remaining greenhouses, but his focus appeared to be getting to the front building now. He spent little time looking at the plants in them, pointing out most of them were the same for the first couple of greenhouses you went through. The last stop was the building at the entrance. The building was about the same size as the greenhouses and was a mix of plants and other gardening accessories. And here it is! This is what I've been waiting for. There's such a variety of houseplants in here. Way more than I've ever seen at Eyes. Ah, look at these! He motioned to a section at the table and picked up one of the plants. I've never seen these around here, and I've wanted to get one. Is the plant okay? The leaves are full of holes. It's called a Swiss cheese plant. The leaves grow like this. This one is still on the small side, but they can grow a lot. The fact that it's so small should mean... Yep, this is coming home with us too. Same price as the juniper. I'll just pick out one nice one and we'll move on to the next table. Looks like it's covered in Pothos. I don't know what that fucking means. Like with the last plant he picked, he looked over each plant he picked up and decided on one only after inspecting them all. As he looked, his tail wiggled around excitedly around him, and you saw it swipe dangerously close to several plants. To prevent any disasters, you used your leg to pull his tail to you, and it wrapped itself around you.
He causing trouble?
Almost knocked over a bunch of plants, and I figured this would stop it from happening.
It will, thank you. I've decided on this one if you hold it for me while I look for more.
My hands are full now.
Well, that means I have to choose the next one wisely.
Yep. You carried plants around while making sure Dozer's tail didn't cause any trouble, putting yourself between it and anything behind it. He was too focused on looking at plants to put a second thought into what his tail was doing. Dozer talked to himself or to the plants while he looked each of them over. His tail calmed down as time went on, but each time he showed excitement, it would lash around again, leaving you to guard anything he got close to. There were a few close calls, but no damage was done before Dozer finished looking at all the different houseplants.
Sorry I'm not saying much. I've just never seen some of these before.
It's fine. I'm happy that you have something like this that you're so passionate about. I think it's pretty cute watching you too. You're so big, but you handle these tiny plants so carefully.
I'm as careful as I can be with them.
Looks like you've decided on something else too?
There's so many different ones I want to take home, but I think I've narrowed it down to my favorites.
This neon pothos is such a bright green color, but I don't have anything quite like that. And there's this one called an ant plant, and it's got this really funky base to it. I looked it up, and it seems that the base can be a place where ants colonize in the wild, and it won't be a problem indoors though. It's just so neat that I have to get it. That's one more plant that we have hands for.
It won't be an issue.
Dozer pulled something from his pocket and unfolded it into a bag.
I brought this bag with us too. It should be big enough to hold everything. It'll be handy since we're going to other stores too.
Uh-huh. Sounds like you didn't intend for what our hands can carry to be the limit.
Better safe than sorry. Unless you think it's too much, then I'll put one back.
Well, if it's what makes you happy, who am I to object? Let's get them.
Okay. In that case, I think I've kept you here long enough. We can pay for these and get going.
Only if you're done. You don't have to rush on my account.
I just don't want you to get bored.
I've told you, as long as I'm with you, I'm happy. Take as much time as you want.
If I do that, I'll keep wanting to buy more plants. I think it's best that I stop for now and come back on another day.
Well, if that's what you want, let's go check out then. Both had your hands full, so you made your way to the front counter.
Looks like you guys found some stuff.
Sure did.
I have little self-control when it comes to plants.
Nothing wrong with that. I'll ring you guys up.
I have a bag I can put them all in too, so you don't have to worry about anything like that.
Sounds good.
Dozer paid for everything, loaded up in his bag. Thanks to a cardboard tray from Blake, everything was nice and stable.
There you guys go. You're all set.
Thanks, Blake. Tell Maria and Richard I said hey when you see them again.
You're not going back to the shelter?
Probably not. I'll be staying with Dozer tonight. We're going to a Strong Beast event tomorrow in the city.
I've watched some of those before. Those guys are huge. Are both of you entering? Because I hate to say it, but I'm pretty sure Dozer will win against you.
I'm not entering. I'm just going to support Dozer.
Ah, gotcha. Good luck then. You're one of the biggest fellows I've ever met, so I bet you'll do great.
Thank you.
We're going to get some ice cream now, so I'll see you another time, Blake.
I'll see you around. Take care, you two. I'll be looking forward to watch the Strong Beast competition when it airs, so be sure to crush everyone out there.
I'll do my best. Well, I'm feeling pretty great now.
Good. You grabbed his arm and gave it a squeeze, feeling the firm muscles that defined it while you walked to the sidewalk. Anyone that looks at you is impressed with how big you are. My massive kaiju is huge. Trying to stroke my ego? A little. Keep it up. That's not the only thing you'll end up stroking. In that case, I don't know if I've ever told you, I've never, ever seen anyone as pumped as you are. You're the thickest, strongest man I've ever met. And these muscles. You ran your hand up and down the full length of his arm, even moving your hand over his chest. Spoofy, please, this is not the time. I would spend the rest of my day exploring every inch of them if you let me.
Maybe ice cream should be our last stop, and I'd let you do exactly that. I'm already getting hard thinking about it.
Let's see how long these other stops take. Maybe I'll tease you the whole time.
Or maybe I'll tease you.
He wrapped his free arm around you and grabbed your butt, pulling you close to him and sunk his fingers in.
I don't know if you'll be able to handle me teasing you like this in public, though.
As long as you can't see how... with the fucking reaction, I might be okay.
I'll have to try getting you to the...
hide the reaction. He needed you, gave it a pat and let go.
Let's get to the bus stop and get that ice cream. Maybe it'll cool us both off.
We'll see. Look at this line of stores that are not occupied. This dead strip mall, aka most of America. The bus ride to the shopping strip lacked teasing as Dozer's focus remained on the plants he purchased. He held them in his lap and spent the trip admiring them and talked about them with you.
What kind of ice cream do you want? I'll make the order and you can grab us a table outside and wait with the plants.
Surprise me. I think you have a good idea of what I'd like.
You sure?
Yeah, I trust you.
Okay, I'll be back soon.
He sat at a table with the plants, and Dozer joined you not even 10 minutes later. All right, let's see what you got me.
Hopefully it'll be to your liking.
You popped the lid off the little bowl, and he handed you and found vanilla ice cream topped with chocolate sauce and banana slices.
Is that gonna be okay?
It's really basic, but I didn't want to get something fancy in case you didn't like it. This'll be perfect, Dozer, thank you.
I got the same thing, only I got caramel instead of chocolate. I got it in case you didn't want chocolate and would rather have caramel.
Just say he did it right. Where the fuck is my mouse? Do. There it is. You did it right. Chocolate's good, I'll keep it.
Okay.
Did he do it right? Okay, no, that he likes both, so no, he's good. We're good. Chocolate's good, I'll keep it.
Okay.
If he likes both, then let's just say he did it right. You took a few bites of your ice cream, then Dozer stopped to look at you while you had your spoon in your mouth. Come on!
Would you lick chocolate sauce off my muscles?
You did. You didn't pull your spoon out for a moment as you looked up to see him grinning and shoveling another bite into his mouth. You want me to lick it off your muscles?
Off of them, from between them, however. Just imagine you
Skipping the line. Okay. Is that something you really want me to do?
I wouldn't be against it.
Okay. Even soup. and use it like a table. Even soup. As long as it isn't piping hot. What the mess it'll make. Oh! Oh! Oh, that's just gross. Okay. He says he has chocolate syrup in his fridge. That doesn't sound like something you'd have on hand.
I like to have a glass of chocolate milk every now and then.
He dropped his spoon into the empty bowl and sat back with a content sigh. Kept eating his snack. Dozer crossed his arms over his chest, leaned with his head back to the side to watch you. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm almost done.
You don't have to be sorry, I don't mind. I could always pull up my phone and entertain myself if I wanted.
Then why don't you?
Because why would I look at my phone when I could be looking at you? You deserve my attention more than any electronic device.
Man. But I'm not doing anything.
You don't have to. I enjoy just having you here with me on such a nice day.
He tapped the side of his foot against yours.
You're all I need.
Such a big sweetheart. You offered him one of your final bites of your ice cream, which he happily took, and you finished eating what was left. The ice cream was all gone, and that meant it was time to move on.
Bookstore next?
Yeah, let's do it. He reached his hand out to you, and you slipped your hand into his strong grip to walk off together. We're really doing all of the things, aren't we? Okay.